Welcome to another Craig DDB tutorial. It's just about to, it's just coming on dusk here. The moon's rising on our little world. We're now running Tech Light. We've moved on a bit. There's been quite a bit of activity going on in my little Minecraft world since the last video. Last video was in the classic Tech, which is now called Tech Classic. In between we've played a few Feed the Beast worlds, Minecraft, bit of Direwolf, a few custom builds and stuff, played around a bit. We decided we wanted to go back to the bucket format, and so when Tech Light came out we just grabbed at the chance. We're not finding it quite as flexible, or should I say as compatible as the old style bucket. A lot of the plugins are failing. But anyway, that's how it goes. We're working on it. This is our new world in Tech Light. This is my little place that I'm working on here with my wife, who is in the area. She's just down doing a bit of work in our little animal pen garden thing. We're going to be keeping our chickens and stuff in here. We plan to at some point get a penguin. Even though this is Tech Light, we have actually brought the Twilight Forest. It sounds like the pig that we got just a few moments ago did not survive the enclosure. That's a bit of a problem. We got some pork out of it, what do you know. Anyway, main reason why this particular video is going, because I wanted to just show a little bit of a tutorial on combustion engines, my little favourite method of power. Oh, there's a creeper. Let's just deal with that creeper first. Let's get rid of him. You can see here some of our MMO stuff is working. That's one of the bucket plugins that we've got working here, and we've got it nicely fine-tuned for the extras that we've had running. You'll notice here the sword that I'm running is indicating yes, we're running Tech Light. As I was saying before, we are running the Twilight Forest. It's one of our favourite mods. We've got that running in this Tech incarnation. We've got it working quite nicely. And the ironwood sword, one of the parts of Tech. Getting back to the job at hand though, this is my little lab that I'm setting up. As you can see, I've hollowed out one of the jungle temples. This is the first one I ever encountered, so I'm making that my lab for this particular world. Started decking it out, just getting some of my ingredients laid out and whatnot. This is still pretty early world, so everything's still getting going. Here's my refinery. Got a little bit of pumping going on. Don't need that going right now. Just got some pumps that move all of the fluids around. Got the refinery there that converts the oil and so forth. And that brings us to the reason for this tutorial. The reason is, a lot of people have probably had the situation where they've found that the combustion engines are actually a pretty easy way to get some very heavy power into MFEs, refineries, things like that. It takes a hell of a lot of solar panels and things like that to get to the same equivalent sort of power. You can get to it pretty quickly with combustions. Well, I like them. But of course they blow up. I've forgotten about my engines for many times. Things like refinery and stuff, you're never wanting it really running for more than 5 minutes at a time. I seem to find that that's enough just to get it going for a bit. You come back every once in a while, run it. Especially MFEs, you run it for too long, it just gets full, it becomes a waste. Running it enough engines for 5 minutes will fill an MFE pretty easy. So, how to make it run for 5 minutes unattended without having to worry about it, and what I'm just going to look for is something scrap. This particular version, the sulphur's not being used. I found gunpowder very useful for torches in one of the Feed the Beast we're running. Not the case at the moment, we may change that. Here we have, as you can see, a little bit of red wire behind the engines, pressure plate next to it. How much more simple. Drop an item in there. In this case gunpowder, drop it in, hit the pressure plate, off we go, our engines are running. At the moment we will probably find, because I was doing a bit of work just before, let me get my controls under order. We still got a little bit of cooldown going on here, a little bit of a safety barrier that's gone on with previous incarnations. No, that's not the case. This is, I think I'm getting a bit of lag effect going on. That's actually running and it looks like it's not. What is going on? Okay, welcome back. I've actually realised something I'm going to have to keep an eye on myself. The reason why those engines weren't pumping is because I blew up my gold pipes. The reason I blew up my gold pipes, the refinery was full, had no work to do. All of the energy was just building up in the pipes until they actually exploded. I heard an explosion just before. I did not know what that explosion was. I could not find a source for it until just then. All of a sudden I've realised all my gold pipes for my power were gone. I'm just going to try and find, I need some redstone, I need some glass, and I need some gold ingots, and I will get these pipes resorted out. We shall rebuild some pipes, put them back in, and that will be fixed. But as you could see, that was a basic system. Let's just get this fixed so we can see it in action. Hopefully by then the engines will all cool down and reset, and we'll just have a nice result. But of course, here we go. We've learnt our own another little thing here that we might need to work on a failsafe for. That being, when the refineries are full, you can see they're empty now, I've emptied them out, but when they got full, and I've seen this happen before, when they get full, all of the electricity builds up in the pipes, in the power pipes behind, and gets a lot of electricity in there. Now I know what happens if you leave it unattended. I have some gold up in my barrel up here. I'm going to just work this one out. Obviously we're doing it. I'm going to convert them all because I'll probably need them down the track. Okay, let's go. Bang. And you can already see that they're starting to pump some electricity in there from the stored electricity in the engines. See, all of the stored energy is now flowing out. So we're even getting a bit of action happening. Our engines have done a little bit of pumping there. Let's just let those engines cool down. We'll come back shortly. Okay, well, having a look here, the heater's on 0. It's still showing a lot of stored energy in there. I don't know whether they're going to fire up or not, but let's give this thing a go. For the moment I'm just going to use a piece of sugar cane. The idea, obviously, use as simple an item as you can, you know, things you don't need, sort of stuff you'd normally throw away. Drop it in, on she goes. There we go, the engines are running, kicking off, refineries are pumping, and we now know that the one thing you don't want to do is leave that. So rule of thumb, when the refinery's on, I'm going to flick the switch. Underneath here is all these engines pushing all my oil. Doesn't matter if they keep running, if they're all redstone engines, they tend to be fine. I've never seen them blow up, so if they get left on, that won't cause any dramas. But that will at least, I have found as a rule of thumb that that one drop will not do one lot of the refinery, one lot of thing, it's just short of it. Obviously though, I did blow it up because I wasn't paying attention, so my next rule of thumb is just always have my engines pumping fluids when the refinery is on. Thank you for watching this one and learning something new with me as I played. There we go. I learnt something about my pipes and my electricity build-up. You didn't see it, but hey, you saw me working out what was going on. There you go. Have a nice day, and I will see you again